Hi everybody, Debbie at Deb's Designs Etc. here with our next tutorial that I promised you. Today I'm going to show you how to make these purses. And like I mentioned before with the toss rings, I like to make these for Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes. I will post the links to their sites in the comments. So this is a blue one I made. I am going to use the same yarn that I used for the toss ring in its tutorial, and for this I'm using an eye hook. You can change the hook to what suits you based on your tension. If you crochet really tight, you would want to use a larger hook. If you crochet loose, you would want to use a smaller hook. We start with a slip knot, and we are going to chain 27. This is going to be the base of the purse. So I'm just going to chain 27. Twenty-one, 22. And this purse is going to work double crochets. So we're going to start in the third chain from the hook. The loop on the hook does not count. There's 1, 2, third chain, yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over again, bring it back through. We have 3 loops on the hook. This is a standard double crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 again. And we're going to double crochet all the way down the row. We are going to end up with 25 double crochets. I will see you at the end of the row and show you what we do next. So here I am at the end of the row, and we are going to turn it and continue around the bottom of our chain. And I'm going to crochet the tail along with me to trap it in there. So I want you to see this, but when I get too close, there you go. This is the last one we did. Just yarn over and go into the bottom of it. Alright. And do your double crochet. See how we're making a turn? This loop right here is the bottom of the next one. Yarn over, go under that loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Double crochet, and I'm catching the tail from the beginning as I work, and keep it over the hook so that it gets wrapped up in my yarn. Okay, this is the end of the purse. What we're doing right here is this one. It's the bottom of the purse. So I'm going to continue to the end, and I will see you when we get back to where we started. Okay, so I am here at the end of the second row. We're going to be working this purse in rounds, so I've got to do one more right here. And now I'm going to chain it. You see how it's going to come together? I'm sorry, not chain it. I'm going to join it into our beginning chain at the top of it. I'm just going to do that with a slip stitch. So here we have the bottom of our purse, and now we're just going to continue to work in rounds. This time I'm only going to chain one because I want to work in continuous rounds. I'm not going to join every time, so I'm chaining one, and I'm going to double crochet in the next double crochet, and I'm going to continue this all the way around until I end up right back here. I'm going to go around here and just follow around. So when I get to the other end, I will come back and show you how we go around the corner. It's not complicated at all. If you have even a little crochet experience, you can do this. Be back shortly. So as you can see, I was right about here when I left you. I've gone across, and now I'm approaching this curve. You just follow your double crochets, nothing special to do. Just make sure you double crochet in each stitch, and it will form itself basically. See? Now the blue purse that I showed you earlier, I actually did it in half double crochets. I wanted to see if it would be tighter. It was also a little bit thinner yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn, number 5. And it does have spaces, but it's not bad. So I am going to go to the other end, and I'll be right back. So I've made it back to where we started. You'll notice that I've tied a little piece of yellow ribbon to the very beginning. I'm using that as a stitch marker. You can use a piece of yarn. You can use a stitch marker. This is how I remember where I am, and then all I have to do is count my rows. So this is where we started. You can see this is the beginning of the second round. So I've got to do this one. Sorry about that. One more right here. Now I'm not going to join. I just want this to be continuous rounds. I did the chain one the last time to lessen the spacing. So I'm just going to keep going. This is the chain one. I'm not going to crochet in that. I'm going to this double crochet. And I'm going to keep going around. So now I am beginning my third round. So you'll see this is where our original chain was. We have 1, 2 completed rounds, and this is the beginning of the third round. We're going to do a total of 11 rounds. That's how many I do when I'm doing double crochet with the eye hook. I'm not going to bore you and have you sit here and watch me crochet 11 rounds. So I'm going to get us to the end of the purse, and then I'm going to come back. Be back shortly. So here's a little progress. I've got 5. I'm working on my 5th round. So I'm almost halfway there. So I will come back when I have more done. So I'm back. I just completed my 8th round. So I only need 3 more. This is also a way you would use a single crochet or a half double. You can use this process to make double thick pot holders or trivets, hot pads. And you can make them bigger by chaining with a longer chain. And you do the same thing we did. Go around and around and around until the center meets, and you stitch the center together, and you have a nice little hot pad. So that's just a little bonus for you there. But we're making purses for shoe boxes. So I'm going to keep going, and I'll be back. Okay, so I am nearing the end of my 11th row. You can see I'm back on my side with my yellow. So right about here would be the center of the side. And I like as few ends to weave in as possible, so I'm going to be doing the handle as part of the purse rather than sewing it, crocheting it separately, and then stitching it onto the purse. If you would rather make your handle separately and attaching it, you certainly can. This is how I do it. Because I want my finished edge to taper down, I'm going to do a half double crochet here, and I'm going to do a single crochet here, and I'm going to slip stitch here, which is above the side of the purse. And now for the handle, we're going to chain 60. I will be back when I have my 60 chains. And through the magic of video, I have my chain of 60 right here. Now I've made sure that I didn't twist it. What you want to do is find the other side. I'm sorry I can't show you the whole thing in one shot. I'm going to come over here. This is the opposite side. And I'm going to slip stitch into this side. And I'm going to slip stitch a second one. So that now the beginning of the handle is attached to the purse. After you've done your second slip stitch, chain 1, and we're going to do half double crochets for the handle. Now, if you will notice right here, this is the back of the chain. This is the front. We can see our loops. This is the back. And these little bumps are called the third loop. They're the loops on the back of the chain. I'm going to half double crochet in the third loops because it gives the handle a nice finish on both sides of it. If you've ever done a scarf, a baby blanket where you chain, your beginning edge always looks a little different than your finish edge. And doing this in the third loop it can be a little, tricky, but it can be done. By working in the third loop, it's that little bump right there, it makes both sides look the same. Let me do a couple more and then I'll show you what I mean. It's just that little bump right there. Half double crochet for those of you that are new to crocheting. You go into your stitch, you yarn over, you go into your stitch, you yarn over again, pull through your stitch, you yarn over, and Whereas double crochet, you pull through 2 and 2 again. With half double crochet, when you yarn over, you pull through all 3 at once. So you see, when we finish a row of single crochet, half double crochet, whatever it might be, this is how the top looks. And when it's been a chain, the chain bottom is usually just very thin loops. Well, by crocheting in the 3rd loop, the bottom keeps the same type of finish as the top, and it just makes it for a nice, more consistent handle. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to finish my handle, and I will be back to show you how we connect back at the other side where we started. Be right back. So I'm back. My handle is complete and we're back where we started with it, and we are just going to, we want it to join here. See? So we are going to slip stitch into the stitch on the purse. Now the handle is attached. Now we are going to single crochet around the purse. Just give it a nice little finished edge. We're also going to use this to secure the handle on both sides. So, in the interest of your time, I'm going to come back when I've made it to the other side of the handle. So here I am at the other side of the handle. I'm going to go ahead and single crochet right here next to it. And I'm going to do another one here, and I'm also going to grab, the bottom stitch of the purse and go through it. And this just helps secure it. And I'm going to do it right here as well. I go through the purse right here, and I'm going to come up into the purse handle, grab my yarn, pull it through the purse handle and the purse edge, and complete my single crochet. And that just helps make a nice clean edge and secure the handle a little more. Now I am going to continue around to the other side of the handle where we just started these single crochets and show you how I finish it off. I hope that you have found this tutorial helpful. Keep in mind, you can make adjustments. You can use different stitches, different size hook. You can do more rows, less starting chain to make different size little purses. I think this is a nice little size for little girls that will be getting these in their Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes to put things in, carry around. But you can customize it to meet your needs or the little girl or person that you want to make it for. If you have any questions about this tutorial or the other one, please just let me know in the comments, or you can message me through my Facebook page. So now I've made it back to where we started. We finished the handle and we started our single crochets here. This is our first single crochet. I'm going to do what I did on the other side. I'm going to go into this single crochet, that top of that stitch. Now I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to grab part of the handle like I did on the other side and complete my single crochet. And I'm going to do that twice. Oops. And now I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into our first single crochet. Alright, so we're back where we started with that. Now, if you remember how I finished off the toss ring, I'm just going to slip stitch and pull it tight to secure it, and I like to do it again just to make sure it's not going to come undone. And we've got our tail to deal with. I'm going to come in from the back side and pull the tail through to the inside of the purse. Turn the purse around, and I will either use my hook or sometimes I'll use a tapestry needle, and I will weave this through the back side. I'll use the hook this time because I do not have the tapestry needle handy. And what I like to do is go a few stitches in this direction, and then I will go backwards through the same stitches I went through. You do not want to go back through this one, the last one you went under, or you'll pull it all out. So I'm going to let that go over that one, pull through these two, and that just kind of helps to lock it in place. And you can do this as many times as you want, as many directions as you want to hide the tail and keep it secure. When I'm satisfied that it's safe and sound, I just trim the excess. I'm going to go one more. You may have your own way of finishing off. Do what works for you. Now that we're done, I'm going to take my fancy dancy stitch marker out. And there is our completed purse for Operation Christmas Child Shoebox. Now, we still need our little rosette like we have on this one. So, I'm going to do a separate tutorial. It won't be near as long as this one to show you how to do the little rosette. You don't have to do the rosette. If you have something else that you would like to put on the purse, you can, or you can just leave it plain. I like the little rosettes, and they're very easy. So, my next tutorial will be for that. I'll be back with the next tutorial. Have a blessed day. Bye.